Hi muckers, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you're all doing very, very, very well. Okay, today we're going to be talking about Trisha Paytas. She has responded to everything that has been going on after she announced that her new child was called Aquaman. Now, the internet has been in a blaze since Trisha announced that this was going to be the name of her third child. Now, we have the lineup is Malibu Barbie, Elvis, Aquaman, and I don't know if it's just because I feel like I've, seen Trisha for so many years and stuff like that. I feel like Aquaman was, exactly what I would have predicted that she would have called this child. Now, what's really crazy is this has gone, the most mainstream out of any of her pregnancies. Every time Trisha gives birth, a person of power normally falls down. And this time, obviously, Trisha's new baby Aquaman is Ozzy Osbourne, reincarnated. And then we had Queen Elizabeth, we had Prince Philip, we almost had Trump, Joe Biden as well got cancer during last. There's a lot of people that she was very close to taking out. And so, anyways, and the Pope. How can I forget about the Pope? Oh my God. So Trisha has announced as well that she has gotten her tubes tied and she doesn't want any more babies. So we can confirm that the reincarnation portal has been shut indefinitely. Damn it, Trisha. Damn it. I was hoping for a couple more. But anyways, what's been really interesting about this recent birth and the full internet response of it all is I went out to dinner with my friend Rachel yesterday, who is the most chronically offline girl of all time, right? We have Nicole Raffi, chronically online. My friend Rachel is so chronically offline. She is the same age as me, but she's not on any of this. I met her up for dinner with her yesterday, and she was literally talking about how her and all of the women at her work, who are all above the age of 60, were all talking about Trisha Paytas naming her child Aquaman. And she was like, Adam, we were all talking about this in the office today, and I really thought of you. And I'm like, oh my God, the ladies at your office who are 60 years and above know about this. This has gone so mainstream, and with it going mainstream has obviously meant that there's a lot of opinions and there's a lot of backlash that Trisha is getting. I'm seeing a general consensus of people saying that yes, it is Trisha's right to name a child whatever she wants to. And yes, she has named her other children Malibu Barbie and Elvis. But I'm seeing a general comment from people basically being Trisha has taken it too far and that she's setting the child up for to be made fun of for their name. Now, my response to that is genuinely I did not house this child for 9 months. I did not give birth to this child, so who am I to comment on it? That's genuinely my take on it. And with that same retrospect, I can also acknowledge that Aquaman is, I mean, she basically gave birth to an action doll. But hey, I mean, these kids who are, born by these people that are rich or have a lot of money or connections or wealthy or whatever are set up for a life where they don't deal with the kind of shit that we'll be going through. You know what I mean? These kids will not probably be going to public school. They will live a very, very, very privileged life like many celebrity kids do. And that's why their names can be very different than Adam or something like that. We see that all the time. And so this doesn't shock me in any way. Trisha has responded to it because, again, this has probably been the biggest media response she's gotten after a pregnancy. So let's get to that and let's hear what she has to say. Also, can you all please go and follow my new podcast Instagram? So the podcast is launching next week. It's with my friend Neve. It is the Adam and Neve podcast. Sorry, isn't that such a cute name? My mom came up with it. And look at our branding. Sorry, Loki, didn't we eat? Me and Neve did a couple episodes of my other podcast, but now we're fully launching our own thing, the Adam and Eve podcast. It'll be linked down below. The reason I'm telling you is because every episode we are going to be doing an advice section where people DM or send voice memos to the Instagram account and we respond and give advice. So if you want to be in the episode, go over to the Adam and Eve podcast Instagram and DM us. We'll accept you and then you can send it. But also, please, it's going to be launching next week. I just want to see how much support I can get before then as well. This is a first time I'm doing a project with someone. I'm so excited. If you've seen, Neve did my New York show with me. She did my London show with me. Neve is so much fun. And if you've seen any of our episodes together, it'll be very similar. And if you haven't, then I promise you it'll be so chaotic. But again, that is the Adam and Neve podcast. And if you want to be involved, go over to the account and DM. But please, if I could ask any one thing, it would be please go over to the Instagram account and follow it. I would really appreciate it. And the first episode will be coming out next week. So that is the Adam and Neve podcast. Thank you, Mom, for the name. It is so short and so clever. So let's get to Trisha addressing the situation.
Hi, everyone. It's me. I'm baby Aquaman, who loves to sleep. This little boy loves to sleep more than our first two babies, who were girls. Boys are sleepers, and it's wonderful. I'm speaking low because he's sleeping, but let me tell you, with a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old, they are screaming all the time, and he still sleeps through it. Let's talk about the name Baby Aquaman, because the internet is very, very divisive on it. Now, obviously, I really don't care. I shared the name with the world. It is his legal name. It's on his birth certificate.
I did see a lot of people speculating that this wasn't a real documented name, but Trisha did make sure to say in her, I think her podcast, that like they were like, no way, Aquaman, and she made sure that they put it down in the birth certificate.
I share it with the world. Whatever you post on the internet, as I always say, expect to get some feedback, some criticism, some opinions. That is what social media is in a nutshell. I was actually kind of surprised, to be honest, how many people disliked the name and like strongly disliked the name. I knew it was going to be a little polarizing and a little bit different, but never the reaction that came about from it. First and foremost, thank you to everyone who does like it, who supports it, who thinks it's a great name, it's iconic, and they wish they had their name. I name all my babies in a way that I wish I had their names. Now, Elvis and Malibu Barbie were always my names for babies since I was literally a little kid. When we had our second daughter, Elvis, we did not think we would be having a third because it was really difficult to get pregnant with 1 and 2, that if the third happened, it would be great, but we didn't think that it may happen. So we're like, let's just use Elvis on our daughter. And it fits our daughter very well. I'm so happy that we actually gave her the Elvis name. But when our boy came along, we're like, oh my gosh, what's a boy name? I didn't have any more. My husband wasn't dreaming of baby names as a kid. So coming to Aquaman...
Obsessed with her using the name Elvis for the girl instead of the boy.
And was a joint effort. But if you know anything about me, you know I had a little Aquaman phase back in 2017, 2018. I went to a bunch of Comic-Cons.
I'm obsessed with her naming her baby after something she had a phase of. My first child is going to be called Dubai Chocolate Labubu.
To meet Jason Momoa at a time when I felt really low in life. I went from 2017 to 2019 going to all these Comic-Cons, and I had this like weird like drawn to him. Obviously Jason Momoa is like attractive, so you think like, oh, that's why you'd go. But I truly feel like I was drawn to Aquaman specifically because of my baby. I feel like because Aquaman has literally been in me since birth, eggs and everything, I was like, maybe I was going to all these Comic-Cons to feel some sort of dopamine, to feel some sort of rush, because like it was just basically foreshadowing this beautiful baby, my bundle of joy, my Aquaman. Another thing is my husband actually reposted the other day. He posted about 3 years ago his water museum. Now, if you don't know, my husband loves water. He identifies as water, and that's very sincerely, very truthfully. He doesn't like to think of himself as like our physical bodies, our physical beings, gender, sexuality, all that stuff. He's very fluid and identifies as water, which I thought was a little cuckoo when I first met him. And then I was like, I started adapting the philosophy as kind of thinking, yes, we're all water beings. So he has a water museum. When I met him, he still has a water museum. And in that water museum, there was a Aquaman figurine. And he posted it back in 2020. I reposted it the other day. And I just thought, like, all of that was, like, meant to be. He had the little trident. He had the Aquaman.
I think I like that reasoning more so than when she was going to Jason Momoa meet and greets. It was manifesting, like, her eggs becoming her child Aquaman.
Man. And what's so crazy is his teacher from school, like literally from like 30 years ago, messaged him and was like, just out of the blue, and was like, oh my gosh, you were like the original Aquaman, because I remember you talking about how much you wanted to be a water architect. And I thought that was just like the coolest thing ever. I was like, so we always had that sort of same tie to Aquaman and no other superhero. If you know anything about me, I don't really get into superheroes like that. Now I am, because hi, boy mom. But specifically Aquaman has always been in my heart, and it was always very confusing why, and now I know. For all those genuinely concerned, I don't think you have to worry. Now I don't mean this in a condescending way, but I do feel like it's a little projecting by saying you're setting him up for bullying, because is that what you would do to a human, an adult named Aquaman? My editor Jimmy sent me a really nice text. He's like, I just see all your baby names as so iconic that even if they weren't in entertainment for a living, whatever career you decide, their names would still be really fitting. For instance, I think he said Professor Aquaman.
I'm obsessed with the idea of her being like, even if your kids weren't in the entertainment industry. Are these kids already in the entertainment industry?
And President Elvis, like,
I know what
Dr.
she means.
Malibu, and I just thought that was like the nicest thing ever, and that's how I feel too. Also, some of y'all need to like redirect some of that concern. And again, I mean this so sincerely, because a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, naming your babies those names should be considered child ABUSE. And I was like, that's really not it. That's really not it, guys, because there's actual child ABUSE happening, and naming a child something that's cool and fun is not that. And finally, Aquaman can go by whatever he wants to go by. I love Aquaman. I love the full name, hence why we gave him the full name Aquaman. But of course, there's nicknames for everyone. Our Malibu Barbie, we call Malibu. Elvis is Elvis, but she can go by Elle. Malibu can go by Mally. Aquaman can go by Aqua. His middle name is also Moses, so he can go by Moses if he would like to. And if one day he wants to change his name, he's welcome to do that as well. I personally never liked my name Trisha, and I've kept it, and it kind of just fits me now. But we'll see when they get older. As a parent, we make these decisions for our children, and we just think we're trying to set them up for success in life. And I really do think Aquaman is set up for some really great, super success. And I really mean that wholeheartedly. Like, Malibu Barbie took on her name of her own. She's not the Mattel Malibu Barbie. Elvis is not Elvis Presley. And Aquaman doesn't necessarily have to be Jason Momoa or the little blonde guy from the comic books in the 60s. You know what I mean? Like, I think they take on life of their own with their names. They make it something that's completely their own, which is what I like to think I did with Trisha. And overall, thank you for making the internet and social media a very positive space for Aquaman to come into the world. It was really remarkable and shocking how many people cared about his name.
Isn't it crazy that she's literally holding Ozzy Osbourne right now? Anyone else thinking about that right now?
So from the get, I was like, I know we're going to let people down, because there was just so many people guessing the name. It was really fun to watch. I was kind of off for the first week, because I really, when I cuddle with Aquaman, I try not to be on my phone like this or like this. I think like the waves or something, like the technology, the radio waves or something. I don't want to like get near him. I know that probably sounds crazy, and you could probably be on your phone with your baby, but like I don't need him dreaming about like TikTok sounds, you know what I mean? So I wasn't on too much. Now I'm on a little bit more, and I just loved seeing the reactions, and I loved seeing the guesses, and it just felt fun. I don't know, something lighthearted that the whole internet could come together on. This is our final baby, so we don't need to
The portal is closed.
Again, get pregnant again, do this, do that. Like, again, I love the internet for just having a little bit of fun with our babies, but just know that this is the last. I will not get pregnant again. I did get my tubes removed after my C-section, and that was for my safety. I've had 3 C-sections in 3 years, which is not recommended by any doctor. My doctor kept calm about it, and I made it through, but I did have some complications with my labor and delivery. That story time will be
Thank God she's safe.
Probably tomorrow, but yeah, we are officially done having babies, and it makes me sad. I really would love to have 6 babies, but I am 37, my husband's a little older than me, and we're ready to just raise our 3 babies and start this second half of life with our baby chapter, and really just taking all the newborn snuggles. I still have a very small daughter who's 14 months, Elvis, and then I have a toddler, Malibu 3. So we're
that's
really
a lot of work. Oh my
like,
God.
baby bubble right now, being at home, but hopefully in the next couple of years we'll be able to travel more with them and really see the world. So finally, we want to become more involved with preserving our world, our environment, making our oceans cleaner, water safer, just really providing a world for which our future children can live and thrive. I think before I had kids, it's like global warming, climate change, what does it all mean? But I really feel like now more than ever, we need to save the world, make it a better place.
Oh,
like, for real though. And I feel like starting with Aquaman, it starts within our waters. My husband has always done really great work with helping make waters clean and taking garbage out of our oceans and stuff. So I think we're gonna get more involved with all that. It's something that's really new to me, but we gotta try. We gotta start somewhere, because I know we have Gen Z doing a great job out there. Shout out Gen Z. We love you. Thank you for making me cool again. Then we have Generation Alpha with Malibu and Elvis. And then Aquaman right here is the beginning of Generation Beta. So there's plenty of generations to come. And we need to make sure that our world is safe and able for them to live and thrive. And we gotta leave it a better place than when we found it. I love you guys. Thanks for being here. And
okay, let's talk about it. So, again, this is Trisha's child. She is the one who had the pregnancy. She's the one that gave birth. People that give birth, do what you want with your child, as long as you're keeping them safe and looking out for their well-being. I think the internet just loves the coincidence now of the Trisha Paytas pregnancy towards pipeline to a celebrity dying. It's crazy. And it is crazy. It really is crazy. Listen. She has named the baby Aquaman. That baby is called Aquaman, and there is nothing the internet can do about it. I'm glad that having 3 C-sections in 3 years is fucking psychotic on your body, regardless of your age, that I'm so, and I know that Trisha would admit that herself, that I'm so happy that she is safe, that her body is okay, that the kids are all safe. I mean, shout out to amazing doctors as well. That's kind of my main takeaway from it, I would say, honestly. And again, I can't believe she's holding Ozzy Osbourne. Welcome back, Ozzy Osbourne! All right, muckers, I will see you in my next one. I hope you're all doing very well. And goodbye.